Listen, we messed with elections. The funny thing is, I was sent in 1994 to Russia by the Clinton administration to get involved in their elections.
The attack on the integrity of our elections, the security of our country. The integrity of our democracy is at stake.
When you meet with any Russians, you're meeting with Russian intelligence, and therefore President Putin.
Into Russian collusion.
Sort of collusion with suspected Russian operatives.
About potential collusion.
Meddling, and perhaps was there collusion? A lot of questions about his relationships with Russia.
President Yeltsin got about the vote he was predicted to get in the polls, and Mr. Zyuganov got more than he was predicted to get in the polls. But you know, polling is inexact, and I think that the main thing is there seems to have been a heavy majority of people who voted for the democratic process and for the path of reform, and that's good news.
But I can tell you as a fact, as someone who was sent to Russia to get involved in their elections, all the major opposition parties in Russia were concerned about my work there and said I had to stop meddling in their elections. That irony is not lost on me.
Reports, one could see that what you were writing was that today's meeting with President Bill Clinton was going to be a disaster.
Так вот, не первый раз я вам говорю, что вы провалились.
Well, now for the first time I can tell you that you're a disaster.
Be sure you get the right attribution there.
The Trump campaign's possible collusion with Russia.
Whether there were connections, whether there was potentially collusion.
Possible Trump team collusion with Russia.
Into possible collusion between Trump associates and Russian officials.
To determine whether, in fact, there was collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russian government.
Anderson, talking about transparency, I just posted an article at the American Spectator. In doing my research, I came across an interview with Dick Morris at Newsmax in September of 2016, in which he says that President Clinton personally, in 1996, meddled and colluded, if you will, in the Russian election to elect Boris Yeltsin.
As much as any other single person in Russia, and probably more than any other single person, he wanted Russia to be a free country that picked its leaders by elections.
You were sent by the U.S. government?
By the Clinton administration. Huh. To get involved. I work for the Central Election Commission there, trying to steer their election law, and afterwards trying to help candidates.
Our expectation is that all parties will abide by the eventual outcome. We will remain determined to pursue American interests as well as we watch the situation, whatever the result is of the election.
Russia has been interfering in elections big time.
Possible collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia.
There is no doubt that the Russians hacked our election in 2016.
Possible Russian collusion in this election.
Russian interference. I mean, this is nuts. We've never had a president investigated for collusion with a hostile foreign power.
The issue of collusion is not closed.
Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin have an opportunity to change the way that we interact together. And we're ruining it.